Tonight on the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, when a jealous husband finds his wife's little black book that has a bunch of stories of her sexual escapades, he decides there's only one thing he can do: kill everyone he thinks is having sex with her. Tonight's movie, Killing Spree.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. I'm your Baby Circus. Anyways, tonight's coming off of last night's. I'm now convinced it's not a giallo. The movie Faceless by Just Fine Go. I thought, you know what? Okay, let's get something that is stupid and nuts. Something that is stupid nuts. Anyways, once again, the IMDb's, you're looking for things because, I watched the movie Truth or Dare, and I remember back in the past, perusing the video store, looking at video cassette tapes in the horror section, and there's always this one that stood out to me, even though it was the most basic cover, because it was just a black cover with the title of it, but, the title was half dripped in blood and there was a razor blade. It was called Truth or Dare. And I was thinking like, well, maybe I'll do a compare and contrast. Maybe this has something to do with it. And the thing is, it isn't, but I didn't watch it because there was another movie that was in the, things like this that caught my eye because of this description, and one of the reviews said it was just wild and crazy, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to give this a try, and that is the movie Killing Spree. Yes, Killing Spree. So what is Killing Spree about? Well, it is about a man, a burly, bearded man, so he's got to be great, bearded man. I mean, he's not, I guess he's not really burly, he's kind of thin, actually, but no, he's a bearded man, so he's A-okay in my book. Anyways, he is overstressed. He had a marriage beforehand where his wife cheated on him, and so he has trust issues. He is now married to this beautiful, beautiful woman, and he's kind of having some pressure at work. They're cutting his or not his hours, but they're cutting his pay because the airline's having some trouble. Anyways, and he's very paranoid about people trying to have sex with his wife, and one day he finds this journal of hers, and inside the journal are these very erotic stories of her having sex with a bunch of people he knows, like his best friend, like the electrician, the gardener, anyways. So he snaps, and realizes the only thing he can do now is to kill his wife. No, it's not her fault. She's beautiful. She just doesn't know any better. It's the guy's fault. It's those guys' fault for doing that. They're taking advantage of the situation. So the only thing he can do is basically kill everyone who is having sex with his wife. Whether it is the best friend, the electrician, or whatever. And that's what happens. He goes on a killing spree. Basically, he reads an excerpt about her latest escapades. He imagines it or hallucinates it, and sees it and goes nuts and kills. And the kills get more ridiculous and violent and bloody as it goes through. And the thing is, toward the end, the people that he killed come back to life so they can seek revenge on him for killing them. Yeah, so there is a little bit of a twist. So let's get to those scores, shall we? Violence and Gore is a 5 out of 5. There is a lot of nastiness in this movie, and it's all done with practical effects because they have no budget for computers and CG. Plus, this is like late 80s, so, it is all practical. It is all nasty, gruesome. There is like this... Oh man, there's so many things that go on in this movie. Like the whole they have the Fix-It Man and the ceiling fan, and he's like the ceiling fan keeps stopping. I don't know what's going on. He's like, I don't know. It doesn't look like he's stopping. No, wait for it. It'll stop. And he's like, I don't know. He's like, here, let me help you. Puts his hand. Of course, it ceiling fan chops the top of his head off. Anyway, things like that. It is gross. It is disgusting. It is filled with blood and guts and body parts. And so it's a 5 out of 5. Shock value is a 1 out of 5. And that is all shocking because A, the violence, and B, the atrocious, the atrocious quality of this film. It is like I recorded it with this thing. That's basically what it is. It is very low budget, very amateur in quite a bit of ways, yet still professional in the violence and gore. But yeah, it is shocking. This is a straight to video. Not shocking that it's a straight to video type of production. It's just the production is kind of shocking. So anyways, no jump scares, no scares. It is a ridiculous movie. And I think that's the whole point. But still, 1 out of 5 shock value. The plot is a 2 out of 5. Look, it is just basically the thinnest thing that you could do is like, okay, we need to get this guy to kill a bunch of people. So let's set up A, B, C thing happens. Like, A, he goes to work and leaves his wife alone. B, he reads in the diary what supposedly happens when he's gone. C, he kills whoever the person was in the diary that had sex with his wife. And repeat that several times, and then at the end, have like a bunch of zombies come after him. I mean, there's no nuance there. It's very straightforward and basic, and yeah, it's there to facilitate the gruesome bloodletting and the destruction, and that in a way does the job. But I still want a little bit of meat on the bone when it comes to the story. So anyways, and character development, by the way. 2 out of 5. Nudity, I'm going to give this a 0.5 out of 5 because there is a drawing of the wife in the nude. That's something. Otherwise, we have what seems to be they could not afford an actress that was willing to bear anything because they have a ridiculous shower scene where you can tell she's wearing a bikini top. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, so whatever. 0.5 out of 5. It's okay. Anyways, my enjoyment factor on this film is sadly a 2.5 out of 5. Look, I enjoyed the violence. I enjoyed the weirdness that happened at the end. It's just getting to that point was just a trog. It was just a trog. Oh yeah, I forgot to talk about the acting. Yeah, I forgot to talk about the acting. 2 out of 5. The acting is better than I expected, I guess is what I'm going to say. Look, very, very, very below average. It's what I expect when I get a bunch of friends to try to do something. They have a little bit of skill here and there, but for the most part, some of the emotions are just going to get lost in the shuffle. And I know they want to make things ridiculous and tell people to get a little bit get a little bit over hammy in spots. I get all that. But yeah, still 2 out of 5. Anyways, so moving back to enjoyment factor, yes, it was only a 2.5 out of 5. It just wasn't interesting enough. And by the time we got toward the end, I was just like, I'm like, okay, I appreciate this stuff, but I really wish this was over, honestly. And that's a sad thing. It's one of those films where I think you get a bunch of friends over, you get some drinks, and you watch so that you can riff on it. And that's where your enjoyment will lie. And unfortunately, coming down the pipe through the final days of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror, I unfortunately am expecting a bit more, I guess, out of some films. And yeah, it's sad. Maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh. I don't know, but I just didn't enjoy it as much as I should have probably, and didn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to. So yeah, that 2.5 out of 5. My overall impression of the movie, though, is a 2 out of 5. It just feels below average. Yes, it has a lot of violence and gore in it, and I appreciate it, and it's great, and it needs it. It definitely needs it. If it did not have that, then this movie would just not be any type of enjoyable. But overall, it's just... I got bored, and I was saying, let's wrap it up. I wanted it to finish before it finished, and that is just bad. That is bad. That is, you can't have that happen. You can't let yourself get bored for that amount of period of time. Like, yes, there can be moments where you're like, let's pick it up, but when it's constantly moments like, let's pick it up, when nothing of interest is happening besides the murders, that's a problem. You need to do things in between to keep the audience there and engaged. But it didn't do it very well, so yeah, 2 out of 5. I'm sorry, and that averages out to a pretty bad 2.1 out of 5. I'm sorry. I appreciate what you were doing and what you were trying to do. It just didn't work out for me. I'm sorry. So there you have it. Killing Spree. Tell me what you thought in the comment section below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Did you like the movie? Did you hate the movie? Do you think you're probably going to waste your time finding it and watching it? I don't know. Anyways, you know what? I mean, there was still some enjoyment to be had. Yes. Watch it with some friends and get a little blasted. I don't know. Anyways, but thank you again for staying with me and watching another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. And I will see you next time. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. And I will see you next time. And stay scary, internet. And also, remember, if you're going to read in what seems to be a journal or a diary about your wife's sexual escapades, before you start killing people, maybe you should talk to her about it first. Make sure that, she's not doing something else that they allude to earlier in the film before he reads that. That could be the possible, maybe you're misinterpreting things. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. Maybe you have that discussion with the wife first, and then when you confirm that, yeah, that's what's happening, then you go on the killing spree. I don't know. I'm just saying, don't go on the killing spree regardless, but I'm just saying before, just clear the air. Okay. Anyway.